Do the vent windows in your 73 to 87 C10 look like this? Are they broken? Do they not seal? Do they leak? Do they even rotate? Everybody knows that these vent window assemblies have been on back order for a year, maybe 2 years now. You just can't get them, and you send them off to be restored, and it's $600-700 plus shipping. So we said, let's, we can rebuild an engine, we can put EFI in, we can possibly put some freaking seals in. So the first thing you need to do is identify which one you have. And I know they say they're all the same, but trust me when I say they're not. This one right here, which we ruined, was our first attempt. And I about pulled my hair out to the point of going to Marketplace to find a whole nother truck to get these. But before I show you where we messed up here, let me show you our second attempt. I'm sure by now, if you follow the channel, you're familiar with Project Recession Proof. So take a look at these vent window assemblies right here. All new rubber, all new adjuster. Everything fits nice. Got all new seal rubber in the back. Pop the door. Got the rubber tucked just like it should. It's filling the gaps all the way around. And we have a fully functioning latch assembly. It feels really tight. I'm not saying, let me slam my truck door. I'm not saying they're not gonna leak. I'm not saying they're not gonna squeal like the factory ones, but at least it looks restored, right? So that was our second attempt. Let's get back to our first attempt. So I told you, step one, make sure you know what window frame you got. And they all look alike, right? Every one of them looks identical sitting here on the table. Well, true, but not true. Right off the bat, you can see that this one is longer. The older ones, I'm saying 73 to 79 or 80. You got about 2.5 inches below this tack welded bracket. Here, you have about a 1/2 inch. Also, this one has 2 mounting holes, this being an old 73 to 79. This is right out of our 84, never been apart, only has 1 mounting hole down here at the end. Next big clue, as soon as you dig out the window run channel on the back of this, you'll see here that there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 tabs for that rear rubber to fold into. And here's where we went wrong. I drilled more holes trying to make it work, but this one only had 3 holes. So that was my first clue that maybe something was amiss. But then I started cutting rubber and drilling holes, and before I knew it, this was complete junk. If you tear out the window run channel rubber and you have 8 little tabs there, you want the 81 to 87 rubber kit. If you only have 3, you want the 73 to 79 rubber kit. And I've had them side by side. They are different, just enough. Right through this threshold right here, it's the way they attach in the back. This is 81 to 87 rubber trying to be put on a 73 to 79 wing. It won't work. I've cut more than 1 inch off of here. It still don't fit. I drilled holes. It still don't fit. So like I said, our second attempt turned out great. And, we found a couple little secrets I want to share with you. So Maggie's got a bunch of disassembly video, and then I'm gonna go through restoring this one right here with you. We've got brand new rubber. We've got a brand new wing assembly, because almost every single time you take one apart, this breaks off right here. We're gonna tell you where to get everything, give you a rough idea how much it costs, and you're probably gonna need a couple days for this. This is a pretty rough project, but let's get into it. So this is everything you get to rebuild your vent windows. I want to talk about the more important part to me is what you can't buy. So this little piece right here that does the hinge, you can see I've got that kind of half-ass crimped. Yeah, we're going to drill this off and do it again. You cannot buy this piece right here. So it's actually this piece right here at the top hinge. Cannot purchase that piece, so keep that in mind. And when I say can't purchase it, I mean you can't go buy it new. You can buy it, all over the place with a truck, but you can't buy that little thingy offline. You can buy every bit of this new from LMC, Jegs, what have you, but you can't buy that. and the actual window frame. You can't buy that. So if your window frames are broken, you're gonna have to source your own frame, and make sure when you drill these off you don't damage them. Speaking of drilling them off, the kit comes with all new rivets if you want to completely disassemble your frame, which you can see here. That's what we did on our first attempt. We tried to pop rivet it all back together. That doesn't work either. So I highly recommend you do not disassemble the frame. I've got ours over on the truck fully restored by leaving this frame intact. What else the kit comes with is these little screws. These are the screws that go through the door and into here and here. Now, let me run back to the truck. There's one more piece you can't buy. That insert right there, it's some kind of machined piece of metal. That's the screw that comes with the kit. That's the insert. So when you take your truck apart, do not lose those. You'll notice I already have my glass in the frame. Like I said, these frames are from Jegs. I think they were $20 a piece. They come with all new hardware, spring, your folding washer and everything. Getting the glass to stay in the frame is a little tricky, but you buy these from LMC also. This is the little piece of rubber. It's called a locking strip or something. It takes 2 people, but believe it or not, I put it on a flat surface like this, and I used a soft mallet. You got to give it a little bit more force than you think, but you got one more friend that I haven't shared with you yet. This right here, Rain-X glass cleaner, automotive glass cleaner. This foams when you spray it, and you can spread it around, but then it disintegrates and it's gone. So I used a ton of this during the build. I used it to lube the glass going into the locking channel. I lube it to get the rubber into the channel. I'll talk about my little special procedure I have for that. And do me a favor. If you got to this video after you've looked at many, many videos that didn't show you how to put the rubber in the glass, they kind of glaze over that part and say it sucks, we're going to show you how to do it. I want you to give me a comment on how many videos you had to go look at before you found this one to show you how to do it.
Today, Joe and I are going to show you how to restore your vent windows. A little difficult, kind of a pain, but totally worth it in the end. We have all of our tools sitting out here. If you have any questions regarding them, just let us know. We're going to get started.
All right, you're going to get some gloves, because not only is there's sharp things in here, but this rubber is like 30 to 40 years old, and it's dry and brittle, and it's really hard to get out of there. And gloves just give you a little bit of protection from cut fingers and stabbing yourself with a screwdriver, stuff like that.
Not that we're aware of that.
If you have an automatic center punch, awesome. Maggie broke mine, so now I don't have
one. I did not. He broke it.
So now you just put this in the center, tap it with a hammer. Don't hit my fingers. Get it there first. Oh my God. I mean, I'm pretty good, but I gotta like get it centered before you hit it with a hammer. So you don't have to do that with the rivet over here, because it's concave on the bottom, and you can just drill it out. But again, be super careful. Don't damage that part, because you can't buy one if you mess it up.
I don't even see your little...
It's there.
It's not even centered.
See, the top one popped off.
It's so close. There it goes.
There we go. All right, now that you've got your rivets broken off the vent window, those will fall out once the rubber comes out. Just don't cut your hand on them.
Sure.
So what are you doing?
So, well, they're not. Well, they might be able to see it.
We have Zoom.
There's some tabs here that hold this nut on. So I've got to bend them backwards and so I can get a socket on it.
Tap it with a hammer just to get it started.
I think you just like using hammers on everything.
Yeah, that's how you take cars apart. Look at that. These usually just break off, so. It turned. And it broke. That's what they do. They all break. So we've already purchased the frames here from Jags. You can see it comes with a new tension spring, new washers, new nut. We've already pressed our glass into this one, and we've already riveted on. Not sure if we're going to use this or not. I'd really like to put a washer in there where that's kind of loose, but that's the general consensus online of how that's going to be. But so if you break it, you can buy a replacement part for that. Hold on, wild woman. There's one piece. It's that stupid D-washer. I mean,
It's a D-washer.
in the best possible way. All right.
Success.
So see the D-shaped washer and the first washer, not that washer, normal round washer are above this inside here.
Onto the tabs.
So this factory rubber was up underneath the outside rubber at the very back at the top. It was kind of flush at the bottom back. Just kind of keep that in mind as you go. This is the great part. This is why everybody stops doing this and goes and finds another set. Else included.
Yeah.
You have to get this out without damaging your window frame at all. Probably not a good time for a hammer.
No. Push.
Push
Well,
right
don't
there.
cut your hands on it.
Push down. There we go. So. Yeah. You broke it.
Oh, I felt it move. Yeah.
That's your culprit right there, way up in that top corner, and you're gonna try to mimic that with the new piece of rubber, and it's not fun, let me tell you.
No.
All the rubber's out and
Trashed.
trash, so show them what you need there. This is what you need to make sure that your assembly here is in good shape and not bent, because sometimes when you fight through the disassembly, you'll tweak this. You need to make sure this is a nice straight channel. Get these rivets out that you drilled out without hurting yourself, and then this is ready to be sanded and painted. Just make sure this chrome piece right here where your vent window handle goes, make sure you protect that while you sand and paint the rest of it.
Yay for sandblaster cabinets. Woo-hoo-hoo.
Yeah, clean it up. All right, I've been putting this off as long as I possibly can. The truck is just about completely done, and there's one more vent window to build.
That one.
This one. But now it's time to get this together, which is the hardest part. Nobody talks about how hard it is. It's hard, I'm not gonna lie to you. But I've got a technique for you. So, first step is gonna be to get this big round bulbous head of this thing in. You're gonna wanna put this in first, but this thing goes right where this goes. You see that's supposed to sit like that, but there's no room for that to be behind that in here. So what I end up doing is cutting that off flush. But I put that in after the fact because otherwise you'll never get this up where it goes. See how you've got the flat cut out here? That thin piece right there has to slide through that slot. not fun at all. So see, now that I've pushed this as far as I can, you can see it still needs to go further. Again, the more of this stuff you use, the happier you're gonna be. I know, so you're trying to get that ridge. It's so hard to show. That's why people don't show it. You're trying to get that ridge inside there. But you have to start at the very top. So just walk along the rubber, walking that edge one side at a time into the channel. Like so. And then we flip it over. And we do the same thing over here. Nice and slow.
Painful as all.
Yep.
You're doing such a great job.
Yeah. So now you can get a really good look at that. See, this is the channel. This is the rib you're trying to tuck into the channel. So if you take the screwdriver right there and push it right inside, like so, and then flip it over and do the same thing on the other side. And just keep doing that until it's in. And it sucks. And it takes forever. But eventually, it grabs and stays in there. Okay.
All right.
Now
the strip.
So like I said, I like to cut that piece off because there's no way to get it under there. All right, so then we're gonna snap the back piece in, bend the tabs over. Basically, you're done. Other than putting the vent window in, putting these two rivets in.
Sorry, we forgot to show you putting the glass in. But basically, it goes
It just slides through the bottom.
right there through the bottom. And of course, when you put it in, you want to make sure that you're going from the outside. So you put it in this way.
And then the next step would be to rivet on that little piece on the edge here. So the trick here is to hold it flush. Before you do anything down there, you want this in right where it goes. All right, that kind of holds everything in place for you. There's a little bit of play in this rivet, but from everybody talking online, that's just how it is. And then we tighten up, get the hardware on the bottom here, which is a tab of some sort. I think it faces to the back. And then a spring. This bendy washer goes on first.
Yes, because then you'll hook them over.
Then the nut, once you tighten the nut up to a little bit, then you bend the spring over. All right, so see, we're in. Basically, that sets your tension. So the tighter you make this, the tighter the window's going to be. But you want it to move without falling out when you push on it, right? That looks pretty good. So I think we're going to stop there with these tiny little pliers. Really need like normal size man pliers.
Man pliers.
I got my man pliers and see, done.
Yep. Now we gotta just
Figure out the lock assembly again. That was fun.
yeah. Take 5. We'll be right back while we figure this out. You want to tell us how the jigsaw puzzle works?
right, so they it looks like a lot of parts. It's very intimidating, but it's not that bad. First, you slap your little wave lock washer onto this slot. Then on the outside, you have your chrome button, and you have one of the larger piece of plastic, or the larger plastic washer goes over everything. You know you got the right one because this one won't go over the rubber. So then you've got the rubber, goes inside and keeps you from breaking the glass, basically. So that's all that's on the outside. And then on the inside, you run the second smaller piece of plastic, and then that's shaped just like that to go on right there. Drop your screw in, and once that screw's tight, you don't have to hold it anymore. All right. You'll notice you have a second rubber washer. I don't see anywhere that can go. And you also have 2 springs. I don't know if that's a spare one or not. I'm not sure what's up with that. So then, this has slots in it that holds the button so the button doesn't rotate. Just like that, so you can push on it, right? Then the spring goes in the center of the button. Now you've got to slide the roll pin hole down even with the slot to be able to drive the roll pin in. Well, I don't have a hammer.
Oh, hold on. And put it in.
There we go. Slide that washer down farther. And then, somehow, when you hold your teeth just right, there we go. All right. So we didn't break our glass, so that's good. But that is not fun. Not fun at all. I highly recommend buying a set if you can find them, or buying a truck that doesn't need them. Because even with all brand new parts, it still doesn't fit the greatest. The sun will help a little bit, spread the rubber out and everything, but that's how you do it. Good luck. I wonder what the blazers look like. I'm willing to live with these. You can see that little bit of play is how they came. Oh yeah, I'm not opening those. We have those with the 50-cent trick. Keep them from whistling. Thank you for watching the channel, and get out in the family's garage and get some work done on that hot rod. You know you need to.